Is the cheapest action camera gimbal you can get any good? The Feiyu Tech G5. Don't do that. Let's check it out. I love stabilized footage. Seriously, I think the majority of the purchases I make for this channel are to make my footage more and more stable. I have sliders, fluid head tripods, gimbals, stabilized cameras, just all sorts of aids that only have the purpose of taking the shake out of my video. That brings me to my new little buddy here, the Feiyu Tech G5. I found this on Amazon for $169 on a lightning deal, which is the cheapest one I could find. Inside the box, you'll find a set of instructions in the friendliest envelope you've ever seen. It contains the instructions and the warranty card. You'll also find the battery, a box with a charging cable, and some adapters, and the balancing weights. The gimbal itself comes with a nice neoprene case that keeps the dirt and grime out while you're traveling. And the big kahuna itself, da 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 da, insert dramatic music here, the G5. This gimbal is 85mm by 79mm by 246mm. It has a maximum height of fixture of 44.7mm. That means the size of the camera you can use to put in it. It is compatible with all the GoPro line of cameras, the Yi line of cameras, basically all the cameras that are GoPros or GoPro clone knockoffs thing in the general dimensions. Action cameras like my FDR X3000 are compatible with a mount, but they are not natively supported. It has a tilting angle of 360 degrees, which means it can go all the way around. It has a panning angle of 360 degrees, which means it can pan all the way around. It can tilt in increments of 2 to 75 degrees per second, and it can pan at 3 to 150 degrees per second. If your camera supports it and has a micro USB in, you can also charge your camera from the gimbal itself with its gigantic battery. It is IP67 compliant, which means it is splash proof. However, it is not waterproof. Do not make some poor decisions that some of us have made. I'm not naming any names. You already did. With a fully charged battery, you should get about 8 hours out of it, and the manufacturer says the weight is 271 grams, not including a camera, counterweight, or the battery. So what does that actually mean? The gimbal itself feels really great. It doesn't feel cheap. It's got like a nice rubberized construction to it. It does not feel like a budget piece of tech. It really feels good. On the side, you'll see that it's got the micro USB port for charging, and on the front, you'll see it's got a joystick for maneuvering it. It's got the mode/power button, and it's got the selfie mode, because who doesn't love selfies? On the front, you'll see the locking button, and to use the gimbal, you insert your action camera of choice. I'm using my Yi Light. You want to definitely make sure that you've checked your balance beforehand. Yes, the gimbal can probably get your camera to stay stable if it's not totally balanced. However, you could be ruining the motors and just wasting the battery, so make sure it's balanced beforehand. You'll know it's balanced when it's by itself just staying even. Once balanced, you can turn on the gimbal and start going. One of the major benefits of these little action camera and even the cell phone gimbals is they are super easy to use and they're really quick to get into action. Don't get me wrong, I liked my Zhun Crane M, but there was a lot of balancing issues that I would run into just wanting to use it and get going, where these tailor-made gimbals are really easy to get going. Huge plus in my book. You all know how much I love ease of use. So why would you actually want a gimbal? Well, this is what you get when you don't use a gimbal. Ugh. It's terrible, right? Besides shaky footage hurting our brains, I mean, mine's hurting right now. You're basically making this unusable. You can't do anything else with this footage because you have ruined it with the shake. Maybe you could be like, take a still image out of it, or something in your, or maybe reduce the shake a little bit in your editing program of choice, but you've really kind of ruined it. There are some serious benefits when you've got nice stable footage in a gimbal. You can do things like hyperlapses. With this gimbal, you can do your own pan. You can do a handheld shake-free pan and tilt. That's amazing. You don't have to bring your big tripod out, set it up, and get a smooth tilt or pan. That way you can do it all from this light little thing that you're carrying around with you. These gimbals are changing the game when it comes to consumer level videos, because just a few years ago, you needed a big Steadicam rig or you needed some kind of giant rig to get stable footage. And now here, look, it's in this little thing that we all have access to. The Feiyu Tech is able to take a huge amount of the shake out of video. Let's check real quick while I'm running. Look at that, even when running, it's incredibly smooth. So I'm gonna gush a little bit right now. Seriously, this gimbal weighs almost nothing, and as action cameras continue to get better and better, this will only continue to improve as a videography and filmmaking tool. But this is reviewing the cheapest, right? So what really matters? 1, should you buy this? And 2, will I keep it? Should you buy this? If you are looking for a nice little action camera gimbal, yeah, you should absolutely buy this. Besides its durability, its splash proofness, all the things that are with this gimbal, if you're looking for a gimbal, this one definitely should be on top of your list. I mean, the functions you get for the durability and the price, it's definitely great. Will I keep this? I'm absolutely keeping this gimbal. You may know I got rid of my crane because I didn't like really having the gimbal for my big camera, because it was just, like we said, it was a hassle to use. I wasn't able to get the footage I wanted. It was taking too long to set up and balance, but this balances in seconds, and I'm gonna get a nicer action camera to put in this. Not that my Ulight's not a great action camera, but I wanna get a really good camera to put in here, and this will turn into a rig that will be able to crush it when it comes to stable video. So I'm absolutely gonna keep this. Well, hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to the channel. We do budget tech videos every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Well, hey, I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure out just how much smooth footage is awesome and how easy it is to get with these gimbals, you can figure it out. Thanks for watching.